let's chat. Today I want to talk about consistency, because this is something that's coming up for me over and over again, and it's one of my bad habits, I guess. I'm inconsistent. So it's something I'm working on. But I've discovered before I can fix something or work on it, I have to understand it pretty intensely. So my favourite question is, what's that all about? Why am I inconsistent? So I've been drilling into this a bit lately. What's consistency mean to you? For me, it means something like, you're showing up regularly, you're doing the same thing over and over again, and you're reliable, and you will always be that way. Does this sound like you're being boring? Because it sounds like routine. And I think I struggle with those things. I have to drill into that a little bit more too. But so being consistent is like being stable, reliable, having a routine, doing the same thing so that people know that you'll be there, you're the rock, you're the person they can count on, you're the one that they can follow, you're the one that they can, just rely on. And being consistent for me is also linked to one of my other weaknesses, which is being impatient. I like to see results straight away. This doesn't happen very often, does it? I remember learning to play the piano, and I'd play and I'd practice for 3 or 4 days, and then because I couldn't get it right, I'd give up. Really good at giving up. So I've not had any need, I see, and there has to be a bigger desire, a bigger need to be consistent than just doing whatever it is that you have to do. It's easy to be consistent. Consistency is the key to success. It's the key to everything. If you want to get healthy, you have to be consistent. You have to do the same thing every day. You have to go to the gym. You choose to go to the gym. If you want to have well-behaved children, you have to have consistent rules around all of what's acceptable and what's not. Being consistent is about setting boundaries for yourself, I guess, and having a goal and a big reason why. So behind being consistent has to be, in my opinion, a burning desire, a need to want to change something, or a need to accomplish something. Now, it's easy to be consistent when in an inconsistent way. And what I mean is, if you've probably got some bad habits or some things that you choose to not do or regularly do, and they may not be good for you. Say, if I was going to choose smoking or drinking, because they're the things that come to mind. So, you can consistently do that, but you don't know why you're doing that. Does that make sense? There's no reason for it, but it's something you do over and over again. And obviously that you may have your own reasons for that. But it's like, because it's a habit, when you do something often enough, time and time again, where our brains are lazy. I learnt this in brain school. Our minds are lazy. We will do something enough times and it will become, your mind will say, oh geez, we're doing that again. Let's just file that over here in something you know how to do, so you don't have to think about it. And therefore it becomes a habit. And therefore then you just get lazy with it. You don't have to think about it, so you can do it. So changing a habit takes time and effort. Getting consistent takes time and effort. And ultimately, putting time and effort into something is something we all want to avoid in a way, because it's hard work. But the reason you would do that is if you had a burning desire to accomplish something else. And if your life is comfortable right now, you probably don't need to change anything. But let's look at the big picture. What's going to happen down the track? I never did that. I always looked at surviving each day and getting through each day, and just that was the main goal of the time. And all of a sudden, things got easier to do, and I had less to do, I guess, and I could look up and see that there was more to life. I was so involved in me, my kids, my bills, my job, just my life. Don't need to worry about anything else. But when you take the time to look out the window and you see that there's a whole world out there, then you start to look at things a little bit differently, and you can see that you need to be consistent possibly in other areas as well, so that you can step forward and have a better life down the track. Hopefully this makes sense. If it doesn't, send me a message and we'll chat some more. Okay, so that's my theory on being consistent. You need to have a reason why you want to be consistent and do the thing that you are struggling to do or that you want to do, it has to be a bit of fun. You know, that's why people aren't consistent, because it's not fun. But if you make it fun, then obviously you'll do it more often as well. So there are 2 tips on how to be consistent.